Are you going to the ISSA conference this year? I'm super excited because I am. All right, this is the largest cleaning conference in the world, and it's being held in Las Vegas, Nevada this year, and it's just in a couple of weeks. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's question is, what do you do leading up to the ISSA conference? And is there something special you should do before, during, and after the conference to maximize your experience? All right, so that is what we're going to talk about today. I am so excited. These conferences are high-octane energy conferences where you meet the best and the brightest in the house cleaning industry. And it's distributors, it is house cleaners, it is trainers that train house cleaners. You have a whole bunch of different people with different facets of the cleaning business, and they all converge on Las Vegas for 1 week. And they have all this different information that they share. There are people that stay up all night in the lobbies of the hotels that are chatting. There are people that get together for meals. There are people that plan their events together. There are concurrent sessions that go on every hour during the day for different parts of the business. It's just this great big conference. And if you've never gone, I hope that you would consider going. All right, it's ISSA, and a division of that is ARCSI, which is the residential cleaning part of the cleaning industry. Joining me today is a recurring member that keeps going back year after year. She has some really super savvy tips. So please help me welcome Karina Neff, who's the co-owner and the marketing brand manager for MaxiMaids.
Well, my name is Karina Neff, and I am the managing partner and co-owner of MaxiMaids. And MaxiMaids is a residential and commercial cleaning business. So it's a brand of home services. We have laundry, we have dry cleaning. The reason I got into this business was actually because my mother, Janine, had started the business in '89. And after I had graduated from college, I wanted to venture out and do my own thing. And she said, why don't you come and help me? A little bit hesitant at first, but I decided to come on board, and I fell in love. I thought it was exactly where I wanted to be. I love this industry. And she actually pushed me to go to my first show. So when I went to my first show, I felt like I was a kid in a candy store. It was just so much amazing information. The trade show is huge. It's a little bit overwhelming. And I remember feeling like, where do I go first? From that first show, it just got better and better and better and better. I felt like every single show I got a little bit something different, especially because as you grow through your business, you're going through different stages of growth. And so each show I was able to get something different from it.
Now, for somebody that's just getting started in the industry and they're not sure if going to the show is a good idea for them, why would they or why should they consider going to a show?
For me, I think one of the best, most important reasons to go to the show is because you're able to network with business owners in the residential cleaning service field, and then also share your experiences and learn from their experiences. One of the biggest things that I really took a lot away from the show is the roundtable discussion. So essentially, you're with different business owners and you go through different problems like employee retention, marketing, social media, and you kind of dissect almost that topic, and you share what's working, what's not working. That's something so important. And not only are you able to address real problems, but you're also able to build lasting relationships with those business owners.
So going to a show, would you say if you are planning to go to the roundtable discussions that you take a pen and paper and go prepared to
Absolutely.
learn?
Absolutely. There's so much wealth of information, but also really important relationships are being built there, established there, and things that you will be able to carry on. If you ever have another question or something came up, you can rely on those people that you've made those connections with to help you, to guide you. Because while all of our business models may be different, we all really understand what we're going through, and we have similar things that we're going through. So it's so nice. For instance, I can pick up the phone and call Alonzo or RJ and say, hey, I'm going through this. Can you kind of guide me through? They're always so happy to help.
How would you recommend that they dress for the conference?
Definitely comfortable clothes, business casual. You are going to be on the floor and sessions throughout the entire day. So we're talking 6 to 7 hours. You certainly want to wear layers, clothes that are going to be very loose, not anything that you can't sustain for several amount of time. For me, I am going to be wearing that big heel, but I'll probably have a flat in my briefcase or my tote bags.
Having done about 3,000 trade shows in my life, I am the very comfortable shoe person.
I know,
And the
I
reason
know.
being is for all the walking, and most people underestimate the walking. When you go from one side of the convention center to the other, or you go up and down a flight of stairs, or from your hotel back to the convention center, or back and forth, there's a lot of walking. You might walk 5 miles in the course of a day. And then you're standing on concrete floors, especially if you're out in the trade shows and what have you. And if you don't wear comfortable shoes, I tell you what, and I applaud you for wearing the heels. But yeah, no, comfortable shoes. Okay, so at the conference, where do you start? Like if you've never been to a conference, where do you start? What do you do when you show up?
So my biggest thing is what you do before the show, right? So one of the key things I always do is I go to the planner that they provide with ISSA. So you will be able to find that at the show.issa.com/ARCSI. There you'll see the My Show Planner, and it's an app. You'll be able to download it from the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. It's essentially your one-stop shop for the show. Okay, you'll be able to navigate all of the sessions, and they're divided into tracks. The different categories are commercial, distributors, and residential cleaning track. And those sessions will hold all different types of information. So what I would do and what I have done is take some time every day to kind of go through the sessions and to see which ones really will be most useful for my business. I've gone through the sessions and I've put them into my calendar on the app. And so I know every single day that's where I'm going to be and what I'm going to be doing, and mentally prepare myself as well for my expectations, my goals. Who do I want to talk to? Who do I want to get in front of? Aside from the session, an also really awesome tool is through that app, you can go to the exhibitor portion and you can plan to meet those exhibitors, but it has a map feature and also has a notes feature. So after you've navigated to that exhibitor, you can add notes and say, this was great. This is the product that I want to check out, or these are the things we talked about. It just has so much information, so great content, and it's all one place, which is awesome. So number one, that's the best thing. And then two, I would say there's some can't miss events that I think you got to put them in your calendar. Number one, it would be the welcome reception, the round tables like we were talking about earlier. And then the other one is really great is the show floor orientation or the walkthrough. Basically, you'll go through the whole floor with someone and they'll kind of guide you and point you in the right direction, which is so important for your first show.
Well, the thing I like about doing the walkthrough is you get a lay of the land and
Yeah.
you get a sneak peek. It's like going to the all-you-can-eat buffet and you take a
Yes.
walkthrough first and you look around and see what's there. And then you're like, I'm coming
Yes.
back for some of that.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, you mentioned following up with these people. Do you have a process for following up with them, or how far after the conference ends do you follow up with them, or what is your process for doing that?
So I do two things. I like to at least take 10 to 15 minutes a day after each day and write quick. I'm old school, so I love handwritten notes. I'll do a couple a day and just have those done and put away. Another thing I like to do is a follow up email in connection with that note. And I'll say things like, always give them a call to action or a firm date. Let's connect this date. No, don't ever leave it open ended because they can say, oh, one day we'll connect again. No, if you say, how about we have a conversation Monday, 12 o'clock, I'm looking forward to connecting. Those always really seem to work.
So at the show, what do you carry around with you? Do you carry a big purse? Do you pick up stuff along the way, or do you go really light?
No, I tend to go really light. I'll bring the journal, the cell phone charger, the cell phone. And of course, I don't bring my whole wallet, but I'll bring the essentials.
One thing that I would add to that, and this is especially for people that have never been to a show before and they don't know what to expect, I'm going to suggest that you throw a couple of granola bars inside your handbag. Just because sometimes you get caught up in a session or you get chatting with someone and you don't get a break to actually go grab lunch, or you end up in a really awesome conversation and the lines to get to the lunch are really, really long. And by the time that you get through the line, you're going to miss your next session.
Yes, absolutely.
So there are times that you're like, man, I wish I had a granola bar on me or something. And they're
Yeah.
really expensive sometimes at these convention centers.
Yes, yes. I remember. That's a really good point. The lines are so long.
And one of the things that's become really popular for me, because sometimes I get trapped, like I step out in the hall and then I get, in a conversation with somebody and I don't get to go grab lunch. One of the things that I've done is I've put powdered protein drink together and I put it in a little carry case. that when I pick up a water, even if I pick up one at the show, I can mix my protein powder in with it, kind of shake it up. And that way I've got a protein drink. So at least I have a little bit of something to go
That's a
on
great tip. That's so
between
smart.
sessions.
That's really smart. Yeah, I'm going to try that actually. That's a great idea.
Oh, good. I will meet you in the hall and we will be
Yes.
sharing our protein drinks.
Shaking. Yeah.
Right. So are there any things that you bring as far as brochures or leaflets or handouts or postcards, or what do you bring to the show with you as far as promoting your own business?
So for me, I always just bring my business card. There's a lot of material you will get. One of the things I'm really excited about, we're doing the $1 million panel, Ask Them Anything. And through that panel, we're actually giving you handouts. So things that we have used that have helped our business. So you'll receive those handouts from the 5 panelists.
And then once the conference is over, as far as following up on the information that you learned from the sessions, do you have a process for doing that?
I do. It was funny because the second conference I went to, I got so much great information. And one of the biggest takeaways was know your numbers. But I remember vividly seeing that lecture, hearing that lecture, and thinking, wow, I need to know this every single day. Somebody asks me, I need to know. And so I came back the very first day. I sat down in the morning. I went through all of my notes, which is a lot. And I started to kind of clean them up and see which ones I wanted to tackle first. And one of those was knowing the numbers.
I love hearing that because there are so many people that go to conferences and then when they get home, they never look at their notes again. And then it becomes just a really expensive, fun way to go connect with people.
Yes, yes. And that's what was happening before to other conferences I've been to. When you're there, you're pumped, there's so much energy. You're like, yes, this is fantastic, exactly what I want to hear. And then you get home and nothing happens.
So tell us a little bit about the energy of the conference. This is an underestimation for somebody that has never been to a show. They don't understand how hyped the thing can get and how exhausted you can be at
Oh,
the
yeah.
end of the show.
Yes. That's why it's funny because a lot of times people will say, I don't know how you get back and you do anything besides go to bed. And I'm like, it is. It's a lot of information and it's so exciting when you get there. Not only is exciting because you're getting empowered, you're getting educated, but you're engaging with so many people. You're learning so much, so many things, and you really feel as though this is going to take you to the next level. These conversations are impacting you in a way that you wouldn't get it at home. This is something that you really will get a lot of value because it pushes you, it gets you out of your comfort zone and allows you to expand and grow professionally with other like-minded individuals. They have an importance on being professional, being hardworking, and value all of those things. So you're putting yourself in that category.
And I think that's a really key point to bring up because there are a lot of people that are shy, especially house cleaners, and they're kind of like in their own little world and they don't like to go out and say hi to people that they don't know. But what you have to realize when you go to a show is there's a very limited time where everybody's there doing the same thing. And so while you might be shy 362 days a year, while you're at the conference, you have to get out of your comfort zone and you have to be willing to go start conversations with just even the person sitting next to you at the seminar. And even though it's a perfect stranger, you've got the same thing in common, right? You're at the show together and you both spent your money to be there. And so you can sit there and say, where are you from? And what brings you here? And what are you hoping to get out of the conference? And what sessions have you seen that are great? And there's something in common with every person you're standing next to at the conference. And so you have to get out of your comfort zone because this is a limited window and it's not coming back until next year at the next conference.
Exactly. Exactly. You have to be able to be vulnerable, and it's not as easy as it sounds. And I understand the first one that I went to, I definitely did not push myself. I was very, shy and I didn't know where to go. I just remember being like so excited about the floor that I didn't really take advantage of meeting people. But if you want to grow and if you want to engage with this industry, you got to push yourself and you got to take advantage of these things because, for instance, the panel, I hate to keep going back to that, but one of the really cool things that they're doing, while the panel has over 300 attendees now scheduled, after that session, they're doing a Q&A with individual people. So you can go to different booths and talk to those people for 10, 15 minutes and say, hey, I had a specific question that you may not want to ask in front of 300 people. everything is really there to help you grow. That's the purpose, is to help you get to the next level and give you the resources and tools that will help you get there.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This was so exciting, and I'm super excited to see you at the show. And if our listeners would like to find you, where do they go to find you and MaxiMaids?
They can go to MaxiMaids.com or they can go to Karina Neff. Both are the Instagram and Facebook handles.
Alrighty, and that was Karina Neff from MaxiMaids. I told you she was super savvy, right? I'm going to leave links in the show notes so you can find more about Karina, how to get in touch with her, how to hire MaxiMaids, and also a bunch of information about this show. I want you to be able to download the app and all the different tips that she talked about for this show. All right, so if you found this helpful, please pass it on to a friend. And if we've earned your subscription, please subscribe. All right, until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.